We're talking England. And as we have been, actually, since England kicked off their UEFA Nations League campaign. So far, what have you made of England? We'll talk about the team in a second. What have you made of the performances so far? Change of shape in both of them?
Yeah, quite like a lot of people have said, actually, a bit underwhelming, England. The Hungary game, I thought, was poor. It was a poor performance. It just looked like a team that was tired, didn't want to be out there, wanted to be on the beach.
Damning.
It's that's what I got out of the game. It's what I see. The Germany game was a bit better. I think they obviously changed the personnel, played a more attacking team, really. Yeah. And I think when Bellingham came on, changed the game for me. I thought he was brilliant. I don't like the two holding midfielders.
Sorry, 1 second. Al, you know that information you gave me earlier?
Yes.
I've left it outside. Can you bring it in?
I'll grab it.
Thank you very much, sir.
Hold on.
Thank you very much.
It's all
the info as well. No, the other one as well. The information about all the other stuff. I've just left it in the office.
What's going on here, Bill?
I left it in the office. Sorry. I think you find it for me.
Ruthless goes for one day.
Yeah. Just bring it in. Sorry, mate. You go on, carry
on. I've lost my train of thought now. They changed the formation, obviously, but I don't like the two holding midfielders for England, and I've said this the last 45 days I've been on air.
When you say you don't like it, are you saying you don't like the shape of it, or are you saying you don't like the personnel?
I don't like the shape of it. I feel we're a better side to be. For me, you're concerned about the opposition playing two deep line midfielders. If
you have two deep line midfielders, you can still have some. Chelsea played that with N'Golo Kante and Jorginho, and N'Golo Kante and Kovacic. Chelsea, they don't sit. They will try and get on. Kante is a ball travelling midfielder.
Yeah. To be honest, you got to add a bit of the personnel to it then, because it's not only the two. It's literally two deep line midfielders. Because he continued to play it when Bellingham came on, but he was breaking the lines. He was going forward. He was back. He was all over the pitch. And I think Calvin Phillips is a great player. I think Declan Rice is a great player. Together, they've done well in the tournaments for us, but they just sit all the time to protect. Now, if they're playing, why don't Declan Rice go?
But they can both do that. They don't both have to sit. They
don't.
I've seen both of them do it. I've seen Calvin Phillips at Valencia. I've seen Declan Rice do it. For West Ham.
I think they're told to stay.
Well, there you go.
I think they're told to stay.
That's the problem.
We don't know they're told to stay, but it seems like you don't see. You're not seeing the same Calvin Phillips when he plays for Leeds, or the same Declan Rice when he plays for West Ham. They are just protecting the back four. Now, particularly when you're playing a three as well. If you're playing a three at the back, you don't need two in front of them because you're isolating the three up top as well, the forward players. And particularly in the Hunger game, that showed.
There is a part of Southgate where I think he does need to let the handbrake go a little bit at times. There are certain, maybe you want to ease your way into a game. You don't want to go gung-ho straight away, but I think that you do have to have one of those midfielders, if you are going to play that formation, that has to go and join. And Bellamy, even though we played a 4 against Germany, when that substitution was made, I felt Bellingham added something. It was harsh on Phillips because he got injured quite early in the game. But I have to say, I felt Bellingham was one of those that he gets high, gets close, gets up and go in support. And I think that's part of his game that we're going to see. That, he looks, for me, everyone said it, he's 18.
He's outstanding,
isn't he?
And there was a moment, I don't know, when the ball flashed across the box and Harry Kane slid in, and he obviously it was a good save, and he was on the floor. Who was there picking Harry Kane up picking him up, more giving him not abuse, but giving him all the words that he needs? Bellingham. I think Bellingham could be captain of England one day. I really do, and I think he's that good as well. And I've been very pro James Ward-Prowse when I've been on air, because again, that role there, I think you need someone who can play them passes. You can break those lines. Bellingham the other day was outstanding. For me, he's a guaranteed start at the World Cup. He has to be. I don't think he will. I think Gareth Southgate, all players being fit, will go Calvin Phillips and Declan Rice.
I think he will.
But Bellingham has to play.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a long time between now and then. There's four games. There's 4 really big games for Southgate between now and that first World Cup game that have been arranged. I don't think there's going to be any space to squeeze one in. There may be something behind closed doors because there's a week once the Premier League ends from England's first game. So I think there might be something in between that, but I very much doubt there'll be a friendly arranged for that. But those games that he's got between now and then are enormous for various different reasons. We've got Italy at the weekend, live on talkSPORT, and on Saturday evening. I think this is the game that perhaps the team needs to start, Tammy, for a number of reasons. One, I feel he's been a little unlucky not to have got any minutes so far after his season he's had in Italy. And the fact he's going to play against as players, or certainly the way that they play, he's been doing that for the last year, and he's been an absolute superstar for Roma. So I think that those reasons there, and I think Kane could perhaps do with the rest. You know, he's played a lot of minutes this season. He may well start against Hungary on Tuesday evening. Who knows about that? But I think that for me would be the first change I would consider making.
I agree, 100%. I agree. I think this game here, the Italy game, is the game you want to be experimenting. 4 games to go before the World Cup, like you said, unless they add another one, which I don't think they will. I don't want to see them experimenting against Hungary. All right, Hungary beat us last time. I know that, but it was a poor game, poor performance. Most of the time, 99 times out of 100, you expect England to beat Hungary. So those games, you don't need to experiment in them. I want to see players against the so-called top teams. All right, Italy are not in the World Cup, which is even better because this tournament for Italy, they need to go far in this because they've not got another tournament to fall back on, whereas England have. So I'd like to see Tammy. I don't think we will. And I said this the other day.
You think he will start Kane?
I said this the other day. I don't think he wants Kane going into the World Cup in the tournament still being around 52, 53 goals. I think he wants him to break it.
That can't be at the front of his mind.
It shouldn't be. And look, I'm not saying it is, but I've just got a feel. If we see Kane tomorrow, Saturday starting, if we see Kane starting against Hungary as well, I'll think that's right. Because I think, do you want your star forward going into the tournament a goal behind the record? Imagine the pressure he's going to feel. It's pressure enough to go in as the star player, needing to score goals.
Okay.
It shouldn't mean nothing. It shouldn't mean nothing to Harry Kane. It shouldn't mean nothing to Gareth Southgate. But at the back of my mind, I'm thinking, he doesn't need to be playing these games. He could have rested the first 2. Could have played Tammy in the first 2. What does Tammy have to do? The season he's had, I know he's not going to be number 1 for England. He's not going to be the starter for England. We know that. What if Harry Kane gets injured?
That's the fear. That's always the fear. So it's over to you guys. 03717 22 33 44. Do you start Tammy Abrahams or anything else you would change? I thought Grealish come off the bench. Okay, that the game was different. Grealish added a real impetus to it, an energy, an urgency, some trickery at that stage of the game. When you come off the bench, it's easier to add that part to your game when they're sitting deep and perhaps protecting a lead. But do you start him? 03717 22 33 44.